In saying that, keeping in today's theme of infidelity, we now zero in on the topic of lies. Now, all human beings possess the ability to lie. In fact, multiple studies suggest that on average, we tell 1 or 2 lies every single day. Now, fortunately, experts say there are ways to spot signs of untruthfulness. And we have invited one of those experts back on the couch. Lizette Volkwyn is a master life coach, published author, international keynote speaker, and one of only 2 certified PEI human lie detectors in South Africa. Lizette, I don't want to look your way because I'm almost scared that you're going to be like, that's a lie, that's a lie. But how does one become a human lie detector?
Well, obviously you do the whole course. So you do what we've done is specifically we've done our theory, and then we had to qualify with 85% on the theory. And then we went to the Manchester in London, and then we had done our practical for 2.5 weeks, 7 o'clock to 7 every single day. We were 29 delegates, 27 different nationalities, and only 5 of us was either psychologists or life coaches. The rest were all intelligence services. And in those 2.5 weeks, not one of us got it right to get away with a lie.
Oh, wow. What was it about, this industry that intrigued you to becoming a lie detector?
Well, as a master life coach, and I do coach clients, and I want as quick as possible results for them. We as humans want to give a good impression. We want to say, we lie on average every 10 minutes. So you're going to ask me, how happy are you today? And I'm saying, oh, I'm great, it's wonderful. Means I'm back at the ranch. We had a fight with hubby, we're not happy, something's gone wrong, but we do, because we want to keep up the status and the image. So for me, that was very important when a client sits in front of me, or a corporate team is in front of me. I want to get as close as possible, as quick as possible to the core, and not just a symptom. So that's where I started with the lie detection.
I'm sure your husband is so terrified of you. However, we are about to put Lizette's skills at spotting a fibber to the test. Now, we will play back a few of history's most famous lies caught on tape, and Lizette will walk us through some of the telltale signs of untruthfulness. Now, first, we have Bill Clinton and his infamous lie regarding his affair with Monica Lewinsky. So take a look at this, and maybe you can just share your thoughts on this.
I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have...
Are you seeing anything?
Yes, at that point. That's it, but that's a very important part which we have to listen to. So he's trying to convince people with his hand gesture, so there's overcompensating. And then what happens is the moment we start lying, we change our grammar. So, and we've tried to push it as far as possible. So what he said was, I have never had any sexual relationship with that woman, but it was his close, intimate sexual partner. But he pushed it as far as possible, and instead of saying, I never had a relationship with Monica Lewinsky, he goes, never with that woman. So he's pushing her far away as possible. And in the same scenario, what happens a lot of time, what we will do is, say, for instance, we are having a chat, and I'm feeling threatened, or I'm feeling that I'm starting wanting to lie. I will take this pot, and I'll put it in between us. Subconsciously, you can't see my lie anymore. And that's what we do. We put it as far as possible.
I'm getting goosebumps. Okay, next we have Lance Armstrong and the doping scandal that took the cycling world by storm. Maybe you can unpack this for us as well.
How could it have taken place when I've never...
Is it hand gesture again?
That's correct.
Coming in?
Okay, how could that have happened?
That was my point. It's not just simply you don't recall, just...
How many times do I have to say it?
I'm just trying to make sure
right
that
there,
clear.
he's immediately diverting the question back to him, the journalist.
So, incidents like that.
And you can see, he's keep on telling him, but I'm convincing, why aren't you, I'm credible, why aren't you believing me?
Can I ask you some additional questions as a follow-up on that?
Sure.
Have a look now.
You have never taken any performance-enhancing drug in connection with your cycling career?
Correct.
Now, what you have to see is that your whole body gesture, your micro-expressions, we've got 7 universal micro-expressions right across the globe. Now, what happens is that your micro-expression happens in 1/25 of a second. And then your conscious mind says, no, be kind and be nice. But what he did is the moment while he was asking the question about doping, and you haven't used any doping, he says, oh, you were using doping, were you not aware? And he went, but he didn't say yes. And then when he answered, he said no. So his gesture said, yes, I am doping, but my mouth said no. So those are the things which and you also have to see the frustration on his face when he showed the shoulder. Now, the moment my shoulder moves forward, or, why would I lie? It's not yes, I'm lying. It's why would I do that? So the moment my shoulder goes, is I don't believe a word I'm saying. So if I'm going to ask you, Jamie, how are you feeling? And you go, I'm very well, thanks. You're not believing a word you are saying. Your shoulder just told me that. Or you shrug a little bit backwards. Those are the things. And you can see, especially in Lance Armstrong's interview, that's what happened.
And also very emotionless. You can see that he's just trying to get through those questions.
There's a lot
trying to get...
Correct. And there's a lot of content. Now, a lot of content is when you're really frustrated with the person in front of you. So, you know, that face. And at point, he actually presses his lips. Now, that's the start of anger. So he's so frustrated, but he knows the world is watching. And I have to tell you guys that I'm credible. I'm okay. And nobody's believing him. He's not getting his point across. So he's realizing he's busy getting caught.
This is so interesting. I wanted to tell you, is this a lie or is this a truth? I am in love with David Beckham. Like, I don't know. Do you think that's a lie?
No, Jamie, I wish I could just say that, yes or no. But normally what would happen is I would have a 20-minute baseline chat with you because we all have a different baseline. So we start chatting and I always say, the moment I stop using my hands, start questioning me more because I cannot speak without using my hands. And I have quite a fast pace when I speak. So the moment when I start talking slower or I deflecting a question, then you must start saying that's red flags. So especially in corporates, they invite me on their HR interviews, especially the high tickets. Because what happens is all I will be doing is I will be sitting in the interview while the two of you would be talking. And halfway through, we'd say, we'll have a break. And they would say, go, ask me more about this on the CV, ask me more about that. Because the different gestures, the micro-expression, the mannerism, the grammar, the way his anger became more visible, or you over-exaggerated like Lance Armstrong with the credibility.
Lizette, you could either be someone's best friend or someone's worst nightmare, but we have enjoyed this session with you. Let us know what you thought of that. Did you see certain things that you found as a trigger, or maybe things where you could say, you know what, that is something weird, is untruthful, or something I would love to hear from you. Expresso Morning Show on S3. We'll see you after this.